everything changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome into the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel. It's June 4th, 2019. It's Tuesday, and I have a question I get every once in a while about enabling your charity donations on your eBay listings. Does it help sales and does it help your search ranking? And a lot of people are probably not familiar with what it is. Maybe some of you are. Inside of your listings, when you make a new eBay listing, there's a tab where you can choose to donate a percent, like say 10% of the proceeds, to a charity of your choosing. eBay has a bunch of charities listed, of course, common ones, I believe like the Make-A-Wish Foundation is on there, things like that. They also have ways that you can have your donations sent to charities that you choose that may or may not be on the list. I'm not 100% familiar with the ones outside of that, but there's ways to do it. And one thing that they do every year, and this isn't eBay, this is actually outside of them, but it's ran through eBay in order to donate the money, is Warren Buffett, the multi-billionaire investor. He's like 5th richest in the world or something up there. He's really high. He's been as high as like 2 or 3. He owns a company called Berkshire Hathaway. They're an investment company. They own stocks in like Apple and Coke and they owned Microsoft back in the day. His really good friend is Bill Gates. And so he invests in these big companies, Facebook, and he buys like 1 million shares of them or 2 million shares, and he waits for them to go up $1, and then he sells it off and he makes $2, $3, $4 million. Sometimes he holds it long term. And he might buy, 50 million shares of Coke, and they go up $2. He makes $100 million. Boom, sells it off, makes a bunch of money, and then just rinses and repeats. He's done it for the better part of 40 or 50 years. He still lives in the same $300,000, $400,000 house he's lived in his whole life in Omaha, Nebraska. He's one of the most sought-after investors, and he's getting up there in age. He's in his 80s, I believe. But every year he does a charity donation through eBay where you get to have lunch with him. Everyone bids on the auction, and the winner gets to have lunch with, I think like 7 of their closest friends. They go to a really fancy, $1,000 steakhouse, and it's all covered, and you get the lunch and you get to talk with Buffett. And of course, it's usually rich guys, business guys, entrepreneurs that want to meet him, talk to him. Sometimes they stay anonymous, sometimes they tell people who they are. Well, this year it was a record, $4.576 million. Here's the kicker though. It was bid on by a guy named Justin Sun, and he's the owner or CEO of Tron Trading, and they are a cryptocurrency company, to make a long story short. Warren Buffett has been outspokenly against Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He has no interest in it. The guy's worth whatever 60 or 70 or 80 billion dollars and will not invest in crypto because he sees it as a bad investment. If the greatest investor in the world, not the richest guy in the world, but the best investor who's made his money on investments, tells you that crypto is a bad investment, it's probably a good idea to listen to him. So, and we all know my position on crypto. So with that said, the guy that is a huge crypto CEO business owner decides to bid and win the lunch in hopes that he's going to sit down with Buffett and convince him otherwise so he will get some investment money. I can promise you it's not going to amount to anything. But the good thing is all the money went to charity. In California, it's the Glide Foundation. Buffett's late wife worked on it. They've raised like $30 million. They help homeless, less fortunate people, people that live in lower class communities and what we would call the ghetto or the underprivileged communities, to do things like go to college, start businesses, things like that, the less fortunate. And so it's a good cause, and that's where all the money, the 4.57 million. Now I believe eBay keeps their percentage on the original amount. I'm not sure how that percentage works. I have never done eBay for charity auctions or sales, and here's why. It has never helped. I have interviewed tons of people that put their entire store on this. It has never raised their sales. They've ran them for months on end. It has never helped their search positions. We screenshotted dozens and dozens of items prior to running the auction, and then did it again exactly the same, no change in feedback or titles or prices, with the auctions on, and nothing happened. So while it does encourage money going to good causes, it's not going to help your eBay sales, and that's why I wanted to address it today. I actually have the story, which I'll link for you guys in the bottom, in the description box there, on the story, on the bidding and the lunch. And it actually has an interesting figure through eBay. Since eBay has done the auction option, that $912 million has been raised for nonprofits. Now, we don't know the percentage because you could choose to donate 100% of your winnings. So we don't know how much, you know, if everyone did 10%, well, we would know that was $9.1 billion, but we don't know that. We're not sure what everyone did. So anyhow, 912 million is the total that's been raised through eBay, e-commerce, auction, donations. It's a big amount, almost $1 billion. And interesting that, you know, a crypto guy turned out to win the auction for lunch with Buffett. Not surprising though as to what he wants to do with that lunch. We'll see what happens, but I guarantee you it's not going to convince Warren Buffett to invest in cryptocurrency any sooner than he already is, and he's not getting any younger. So with that said, I'll leave you guys to read this story. I'll link this. It's off Cointelegraph.com. It's also on a ton of other sites. In case next year you want to bid on the Warren Buffett lunch and you have $4.57 million laying around, it's usually in the springtime, April or May, that they do the auction, and it's 7 days. You get to have lunch with him, and I guess ask him any questions you want to ask him about your eBay business. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so we can get to that 100,000 subscriber mark. Read the story down below. Appreciate it. Thank you as always, and I'll see you next time.